All right, just in time for the rain. This is the 2020 all-new Lincoln Aviator, but it's the GT model. The Grand Touring designation basically means that this is a plug-in hybrid. Plug it in overnight at your regular home 110-volt outlet, and in the morning, you're going to have about 35 kilometers to drive on pure electricity. And freeze your ass off, because when the actual gas engine is not running, it is freezing in here. Like, the climate control does not work, and there's no setting to adjust that, and it's pissing me off. Now, that range might not sound like much, but nowadays, with this current situation, that fully covered my daily commute, making this car ultra cheap to run. And on the other hand, you can get a full charge in about 3.5 hours on a level 2 charger, so when you're out and about doing your shopping, you can plug it in and then have another 35 kilometers to drive on pure electricity, making it even cheaper to run. Based on my trip computer alone, 1/3 of my driving has happened on batteries. And that resulted in my overall fuel economy numbers being 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers. But we're going to touch on that a little bit later in more detail. Most importantly, this hybrid drivetrain helps the Aviator hit some pretty impressive numbers in terms of performance. The 3.0-liter V6 gas engine has 2 turbos, and with the extra 75 kilowatts or 100 horsepower from the EV motor, the total combined output is 494 horsepower, and wait for it, 630 pound-feet of torque. The EV motor has been positioned in line with the gas engine and the transmission, so it's been designed to complement the gas engine rather than move this 2.6-ton machine on its own. However, when you put the drive mode to pure EV, it does a surprisingly good job moving it about. It feels much stronger than what it is, and pure EV driving is fantastic, as long as it's not a cold day out there, because if it is, you're going to be freezing your butt off. Actually, your butt is very warm because you have very good heated seats and ventilated in the front, heated in the second row. However, your face, this is where I feel cold. Like, there's a cold breeze coming onto my face the whole time. I think I'm getting sick. Thanks, Aviator. Put it in Excite mode, which sets everything to maximum power, and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in 5.7 seconds, a number that automatically puts it in a group of high-performance SUVs. Performance, at least initially when you go on the gas and you get that surge of torque from the electric motor, is very impressive. However, if you stay on the gas long enough, you will feel that slowly the whole thing starts to run out of breath. That's not a very big problem though, because by the time that happens, you're already way over any possible speed limit. So in reality, I don't see that being a concern. The result of this electrification is a very efficient SUV of this size and weight for sure. On average, we got about 12.5 liters per 100 kilometers on regular driving, and pushing hard and charging less only bumped it up to 14.5 liters per 100 kilometers. On the other hand, charging more frequently and driving with a light foot resulted in numbers as ridiculously low as 4 to 5 liters per 100 kilometers. That's like driving a Prius, for God's sake. You gotta love it, that's for sure. The only downside with this drivetrain is the refinement, the calibration of how everything works, how everything goes on and off. There is some getting used to that. If you push too hard, you feel a massive step between the EV motor going in and then the gas engine following. If you go too light, then you just move very slowly, but it is very smooth. There is a sweet spot of acceleration pace that if you go on the gas, the EV motor will come in, start moving you about, then the gas engine will come to complement that power. It all feels refined, but you do need to figure out that sweet spot. And another problem is this voice activation button is right here, and I don't like it because I keep pressing it all the frickin' time. And it's asymmetric, and I have OCD for symmetry. Don't like it. That button up here could have been down there. Just saying. Regarding this refinement thing though, things get much better once you have this Revel sound system pumping, because it covers all the sounds of everything going on and off, so it makes it harder for you to feel what's going on. The Aviator is a very good looking SUV, clearly American and clearly a Lincoln, as you can identify those design lines from a mile away. When you approach it with a key in your pocket, it lights up and welcomes you. And it also lowers the air glide suspension to make access easier, even if you're about to load the trunk. It's pretty clever. Inside, the design is pure pimp styles, very luxurious, and almost all surfaces have been covered in soft-to-the-touch leather or plastic. Ergonomically, it's great. The infotainment system is easy to use and has a large high-definition screen. There is a wireless charger for your phone and support for wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also has a little laggy reverse camera with a 360 view and lots of safety features like lane keep assist, evasion assist, etc. The front seats are heated and ventilated. They also offer massage. They are ultra adjustable, but the bottom feels very uncomfortable when paired with my butt. I just wish this last setting had like -3 levels to go. Roominess is fantastic till you hit the third row. The front and middle seats are first class, and the second row can also recline and slide as needed. As far as the third row goes, well, only children will be happy back there, or you can just fold those seats flat using the power buttons in the trunk and increase the trunk size from a very good 518 liters to whatever it becomes when these things go flat. This specific Aviator has been equipped with the Elements Package Plus, which basically means that it's fully loaded, and that includes the Air Glide air suspension, which scans the road ahead and completely automatically adjusts to cope with what's coming. Other than the pre-selected driving modes that you can pick, there's no input for the driver, no way to adjust either the ride height or the suspension firmness, which is a shame. There's no like custom driving mode. The only mode that will raise the car is the deep conditions, and the one that will lower it is Excite. So on the road, above 60 kilometers an hour or 37 miles per hour, it is very smooth and very soft, and it copes perfectly with bumps, making the ride very plush and very nice. However, at slower speeds, you can feel almost everything on the road, so when driving in traffic, it's not the most comfortable SUV in the world. It definitely doesn't ride like a Lincoln, which is odd because it is a Lincoln. Also, this cabin might look extremely nice. It's a very good-looking cabin. However, there are some rattles. I don't know if you can hear, but something back there is rattling. Don't know what it is. Tried to find it. Can't find it. In a $95,000 car, that is annoying. Yep, you heard me. Prices in Canada for the GT model start at $81,000, and as tested, this one is 95 big ones. There's a funny twist about this car though. It might be compromised in terms of comfort because of the seat and the suspension and the way it works. The funny thing is, I think engineers at Lincoln played a prank at corporate, because this thing, once you put it in Excite, dynamically, it's hilariously good. I mean, first of all, it gets really fast. Then in the corners, it corners really flat. The lateral grip on this car is more enough to, you can see a few babies getting tossed in the back. Literally, this thing is funny because it's a Lincoln. It's supposed to be an old person's car that just rides really smoothly, but it's so good. The steering feels almost perfect. The car corners so happily, like it's 2.6 tons, and it will corner almost like a freaking sports car. Like, it is hilarious. It handles really well. Most of the power goes to the rear. You have a little monitor there that shows you the power balance. This is funny because this car feels a little bit disappointing while you're driving it smoothly, but then you put it in sport mode and you're like, hello, this is hella fun. As I shall demonstrate now, here comes a corner. I have some loose things in the back. Woo! This is fun. I mean, okay, there was understeer, but hey, this is 2.6 tons. It's riding on humongous wheels. Come on. It's absolutely hilarious that this thing is almost a sleeper. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Seriously. And with this surge of the electrification and the powertrain, it's like stupid fast. Like seriously, it's really funny. Once you put this car in sport mode, it gets really funny. At the same time, it's very affordable to run, which is great. And in Ontario, at least, you get green plates, which means you get to abuse the HOV lanes all by yourself. Brilliant. If only you could ride in bike lanes, that would be awesome. Other driving modes include Pure EV for pure electric driving, Preserve EV for saving the battery charge for later. You have Excite for sport, Conserve for efficient driving. You have Normal, you have Slippery for snow, and you have Deep for even more snow, or maybe mud, sand, or whatever. So overall score for this electrified, uncomfortable, very sporty Lincoln is 8 out of 10, with points taken away for the uncomfortable seat, bumpy ride, and rattling interior. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, like our page on Facebook, leave us a comment, do whatever you want, but most importantly, till next time, be well.
Perfect.